Good day and welcome. Before I get too far in, please note that my ring light is acting a little strange. It has a mind of its own today, so if it goes dark, bear with me, just roll. All right? Discussion today will be about locks, beautiful, authentic bracelets, not always used for bad, and a firearm, aka gun. Many of you may or may not know that New York is one of the most anti-gun states on the face of this planet. Its residents does not have a right to carry conceal at all. They do not fit in that special category. As if the life of certain individual is more than others, or is more valuable than others. But we're not going to get into that right now. This is not the time for that. What? Did you say unconstitutional? Okay. What? I thought I said I was going to talk about that now. Yeah. Anyhow, therefore, anytime I get the chance to travel outside of New York to carry conceal, to exercise my Second Amendment, I do so. Quick, fast. I just came back from Nevada, and it was an experience. SHOT Show Industry Day next year, 2023. You with me? All right. There's also a lot of New Yorkers that believe that they are not allowed to travel with their firearms through New York or through the airport, JFK. First and foremost, that is the only airline that airport that I use. Ain't nobody going to LaGuardia, that rat maze, right? Therefore, JFK, I travel through New York with my firearm to the airport. Non-stop, we're just passing through to the airport. This is what you do when you arrive. Follow my steps, follow my lead. But wait, before you get into that airport, you must know the law. For the state of origin and for the state of destination, you have to know not your truth, but the facts. You have to know this information. If you want to even call the other state to find out some information, do so. But still gather your own information, because depending on who answers the phone or what side of the bed they woke up on, it varies. So you arrive and you go through those doors. Boom, doom. Wait, is that MTA doors? You know what I'm talking about. No, never mind. But the doors open, revolving doors, or the doors open, whichever one you chose to walk through. You gotta have the proper identification. You have to have the right licensing, right? Number one, New York has reciprocity. Who? No one. How selfish is that? Therefore, you need your New York state license, the New York City license, permit, and you also need the state that you're traveling to. I'll say this. I'm going to show you something. Well, not show you. So this is my New York state, and this is Utah. Let's talk about Utah. Utah is the gold star. Utah is like 32, 38 states or so that's covered to carry conceal, but you still need to know reciprocity. There's some little minutiae that you need to know as far as being a resident, being 21 or 18. You got to know that information. Nevertheless, Utah is what it is. This covers Nevada. I won't show you up close because I have great credit and I don't want anyone assuming my identity at all. No, I'm serious. Now, gotta have the ID, as I mentioned. But also, you need somewhere to house your firearm. And you gotta have one of these. It is a hard case. Gotta have one of these in order to travel. You can't show up with your Louis V. You can't show up with your Gucci bag unless it's a hardcover case. You can't carry your firearm in those things. You can't carry holster. You can't carry the appendix. You can't carry conceal coming to the airport. You have to have it in one of these locked up. Remember the lock? You gotta have it. I have, as you can see here, I have two holes right here. Boom and boom. which means you need 2 locks. I had 1 lock. I'll get back to that story, part 2. So, gotta be locked up, traveling to the airport. All right, now that we have established that, you need to have these 3 skills. You gotta be polite, you gotta be patient, and you must be professional. And you gotta carry one of these at all times. It's really important. This gets you far, right? This grin, 32. Now, you arrive. 9 times out of 10, you're getting conflicting responses or answers saying, where to go. So just walk up to the counter and say, "Good day, I need to declare a firearm." That's simple. If they don't know, then they will direct you. Keep that smile, keep those 3 P's. You need your identification that is current, that is you. You need those. They will ask you for it. They will also ask you, let me show you this question. Is your firearm unloaded? And guess what? It's not a do now. You don't be like, "Oh," and start unloading. No, because you didn't come to the airport to get one of these. So therefore, your firearm should be unloaded prior to coming through those boom, doom, those doors. Got it? Okay, so they'll give you 2 of these. One you place inside your hard case, and the other one you put on top. I asked for a piece of tape to kind of like secure it, and so you sign it and date it, and the agent also put their name and number on their identification number. And you just place it on top of your bag, on your case, like so. Pretend that it's secured. And then they say, give them a moment. They call the airport police. This is when you really gotta practice your 3 P's. Politeness, professionalism, and patience. And you're smiling because I'm thinking that they're watching you for some reason, your body language, to see how you're behaving, because they take some time to, they take a little while. I'm like, well, what's going on? Did they fly in? Anyhow. So when you arrive, depending on who, they could be polite and engaging. "Hey, what's your destination?" You tell them. I said, "Oh, I see Nevada. They're looking for my Nevada CCW." Remember what I said, that Utah covers all of that? See, they did not know that. You offer the information. Because guess what? They're police officers. They don't know it all, just like any other profession, They're not expected to know it all. So you help them. You're professional. You're polite. You're patient. You said, Utah covers Nevada. The police officer said to me, "Not that I care." I was like, "Oh, I like him." It worked for me then. Anyhow, once they do that, they said, "Okay, great, everything." They copy your serial number, they make sure it's unloaded, everything. And now it's time for you to move over to the CT scanner, which is the computer tomography scanner, I think it's called, CT scanner, computer tomography scanner. And you gotta now put your lock back on your case, both locks. You see I have one. This is affixed to the case, and you place it back in your check baggage. This is major important right here. Come a little closer. Not your carry-on, your check baggage. Got it? Good. So after it goes through that scanner and they assess it to make sure that, you don't have like a other explosive or anything that will cause you to receive one of these, you're good to go. They give you the thumbs up and you're good to go. Now, if you are, I don't think I mentioned this, but if I did, forgive me. If you're traveling with ammunition, keep it in the box that it originated in, you purchased it in, or if you want to keep it in a box that keeps it organized and not shuffling and all over the place. You're only allowed 11 pounds, okay? Some people do not carry because they don't want the extra hassle, so they wait until they get their destination and they purchase more ammunition. And so it happens that I needed this defense, critical defense, this to carry with me. It's light, So I packed it in there. Didn't have any problem with it. So basically, that is the entire process. Unless you have someone that may have woke up on another side of the bed that, excuse me, on the wrong side of the bed, it should be an easy process. Again, I will leave any link that I could think that might be useful to you at the bottom as far as reciprocity, as far as the type of locks. It has to be TSA approved locks. You have to have a hard case as mentioned. And also, if you're traveling in with different airlines, such as Frontier, they give you this little elastic that you can put on your handle, which is very helpful so you don't have to use tape. Then you have JetBlue also do the same thing. See, firearm declaration, important. That's the wording that you want to use. I have a firearm to declare. Other than that, I think we've covered everything. I do have a part 2 to this. My return wasn't as smooth. In fact, I almost landed myself in a pair of these. And it's a little embarrassing because we do talk about being responsible firearms owner, which is really, really important. So I'll catch you up on that part 2. But if there's any questions, comments, and concerns that you may have, especially for my New Yorkers, exercise your Second Amendment right. You have a right to travel with your firearm, a legal firearm. You have a right to do that. You have a right to carry, conceal in other places, just not New York at this time. But I'm hopeful that the Supreme Court will overturn that case and we will just be like everyone else. So get trained, get educated, and let's go. Stay ready. All right? So until then, stay frosty and walk good. You hear? All right.